Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. Yesterday, after I posted my video, I was working on stuff that to get the engine going. Putting all the little goodies and stuff, including that stupid alternator bracket. I kind of finished it off after I had posted the video, and I hated it. I don't like it at all. It's bulky and ugly. And way too much work. I mean, I spend way too much time on that. So the more I'm looking at this thing, the more I'm hating it. And I'm going through comments, on the video. And one guy was by the name of Keith, and he said, "Well, it's too big, it's too much, and whatever, something else." And he's right. He's absolutely right. Overcomplicated, overdone, overthought. I think I was chasing a rabbit. Just being stubborn. Anyway, the more I looked at it, the more I got pissed off. Finally, I ripped it off. I beat it to death with a hammer and threw it in the trash. And took out my frustrations. Then I went into the magic drawer. Magic drawer is a drawer full of stuff that I got from my dad. It's all kind of weird. There's heim joints and threaded rods and weird bearings and bushings and spacers, and that drawer saved my ass more than I can remember. Especially building motorcycles, a lot of cool stuff that I used. Anyway, I go in the magic drawer, and there was two items that I pulled out of there. One was a stainless steel threaded rod, or not threaded rod, stainless steel rod threaded on each end, about 6.5 inches long, 3/8. So I pulled that out, and there was a 5/8 round tube threaded on each end with a heim joint on each end. And they're opposite threads, so it kind of works like a turnbuckle. So I pulled that out, and then all I had to figure out was some mounting points. So I don't have any. So anyway, I'll show you what I ended up doing and how I got around it. And it ended up being so simple, it's stupid. It had the thing mounted and working properly in less than half an hour. So I'll show you what I did, then we're going to move on to other stuff because I spent way too much time on an alternator bracket. And yeah, it sucks. So anyway, there we go. Okay, so here's the magic drawer. There's all kinds of neat stuff in here. But anyway, like I said, this drawer has saved my ass more times than I can remember. But anyhow, so to this water pump here. So aftermarket, I was checking out all the different aftermarket alternator mounts, and almost every one of them mounts here. There's a 2-prong bracket that comes out, catches the bottom of the alternator, and then they have like a turnbuckle style deal that fastens here to the upper alternator mount, and you're done. Very simple, but here's my problem. This water pump has these mounting locations. Mine does not. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. This is where those two spots would be here. So there's no holes. There's nothing on top either. So, what do I do? Well, I took the 3/8 stainless steel rod, threaded it into the one hole that I do have up here, figured out a spacer, put that on, put a nut on it, held it in place. And then here's the other piece I was telling you about. Put that on. The only problem was, where do I mount it? Down on the water pump. Well, this is what I came up with. I made up this bracket here, took the plug out of the water pump, put the nipple in for the heater hose, and made the bracket that would fit in behind it. That's how I fastened it, and call it done. Cool part about this, let me grab a wrench here. Right here, I don't know if you can see that, it's flattened out. It was manufactured like that. It's set up to take a 9/16 wrench, and you can adjust it either way you want. One way lengthens, it's easy for me to say, lengthens it. The other way shortens it. Easy peasy, done. And this thing is, it's good and solid. Perfect. Simple, easy peasy. I like it. Now I'm happy. So I'm going to move on to other stuff. Way too much time on an alternator bracket. Okay, so I started cleaning up the distributor. You see, this was really badly corroded, and I painted that up. The vacuum unit. I'm going to change the rotor when I get it on the truck, and I put the new distributor cap, loaded it with the coil and all that stuff. That's all done. But the coil cover was a little grungy, so I give it a little shot of paint. So let that dry. And I grabbed the distributor and actually put it in the hole, and just to say, it barely touches the firewall. So, freshly painted firewall, ever nice. So what do? Well, it's a good thing I haven't bolted the cab down yet. I'm going to lift it up again. I've already had to do this to paint the underside of the tranny tunnel that I forgot. So, yeah, I'll tilt it back, and I'm going to beat on it with a rubber mallet with maybe a towel wrapped around it or whatever. I need to pick up like 1/8 of an inch. And I figure if I hit it right on this rib here, even if I do mark the paint to touch, it'll be right behind the distributor. You'll never see it. I'm hoping, as long as things don't crack or whatever. So I got to clearance it, and that's all there is to it. So I'm also going to take these clamps here, and I'm going to clamp them to the frame right behind the cab here, so the cab can't slide backwards when I tilt it back. And yeah, I'll show you that whole operation in just a minute. I've already put the engine to top dead center on the compression stroke, and I know that because both these rockers are up, which means both valves are closed and the piston's at top dead center. So yeah, it's ready to drop the distributor in place. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt that back and lay a beating on the firewall. Unreal. Well, here goes nothing. All right. I've got a few tools here. I got my dead blow hammer. Yeah, the dead blow hammer. It's pretty heavy. It's rubber. Got a block, piece of rubber, and a rag. So we'll see what happens. Also got a straight edge. See if I'm getting anywhere. Nothing yet. A little bit there. Why do I have to make things so difficult on myself? Move it a little bit. Not enough though. This is scary. It's definitely moved some. Yeah, I picked up some there for sure. Oh yeah. One more for good luck. Or very bad luck. That should give me enough. I think we got lucky, man. Right in the hole. In the hole. We're good. Yeah, we're in. Okay. And there we go. We have success. So I run all my wires. Yeah, I just got to get some of them little wire separators. I ordered a fancy little chrome kit. And get those organized and cleaned up, make them look nice. And you know, it's pretty snug. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think I can shim out. I've got enough room there. I can shim the transmission up at the back mount there and bring it up a little bit. That'll give me about another 1/4 inch clearance. So if I when I get it up in the air, I'm going to do that. I'm going to shim it up just a little bit, give me a little bit more working room. But you know, it's not touching. The wires are the boots of the wires are touching, but not the distributor. So you know, but it'll probably squeak or something. So yeah, we'll shim it up just a little bit. So I've got to get my harmonic balancer on and the seal in, and finish up the exhaust. A couple little spots to plug up and what have you. But and then the rad hoses and the belt. Now the harmonic balancer, I'm waiting. See this little groove right here? It's worn in there. I ordered, they call it a speedy seal or speedy sleeve, and it slips right on over the shaft here, and that'll give you a real good seal with the rubber, you know, on this. It's rubber here. So I'm waiting for that to come in, and I'll get that on. But yeah, I made a lot of progress, and she's getting real close to being ready to run. My next big job is pull that exhaust off and finish that off. I've been harping about it for a while, but it's got to get done. So before I fire. So that's where I'm at, and yeah, I'm super happy with the way everything looks. Though it's all pretty cool. You know, used some braided line for my PCV valve, and you know, the little red on the distributor looks good. So yeah, rock and roll, man. So there you go, getting real close to being ready to fire this thing up, and I'm pumped. Yeah, I can't wait. Just a bunch of little stuff to do. Waiting on a few parts once I get those in, and then like I said, the exhaust, I've been yakking about that for forever, it seems. Get that done. Yeah, fire this thing up and let her rip, I hope. Fingers crossed, toes crossed, balls crossed, everything else. But anyway, yeah, so I got some stuff coming in to finish that off. The next big thing I got to do is cut out the interior panels for upholstery and get them over to the upholstery shop. That's the door panels and the kick panels and visors. So got to get those done and over to her so she can do her magic. And I've also got some interior to paint on the on this truck. So there's a little bit of body work to do around the rear window and finish up the dash and get those pieces painted, because when he comes in to put the headliner, you know, I don't want to have to paint after. That's no freaking good. So yeah, we've got to get it painted ahead of time, and I got, like I said, a boatload of block sanding to do on this thing, but that's my curse. Anyhow, as far as the voting goes on the next project, the 50 Ford is way in front. Coming up second is the square body, and the 56 is just behind the square body. So it's I'm going to keep it open, voting open for one more video, and take the total and let you know which way I'm going. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. New subscribers, thank you very much, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I could use the business. And what else? Yeah, that's about it. Just gonna keep on trucking, man. Get this thing fired up and moving right along. So if you're not doing anything else, get on the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.